Right, good morning. It's day one of a new boat for us. My name's John Barnard and I run a painting school for narrowboats. And what we've decided to do for those people who are thinking about tackling some jobs on your boat and maybe even some larger jobs, repainting roofs or repainting the odd panel on a boat, we're going to take you through what we do. And if you want more detail, come and do one of my painting courses. They take you from scratches, patches, repair jobs, right the way through to painting existing panels, roofs, sanding, texturing your boat. Pretty much a comprehensive course covering everything you need to know. To highlight those things, we're actually going to take you through what we do. I'm a professional boat painter, few years experience, so we're hoping to give you some of the tips of the trade on some short clips just to lead you through some of the basics for narrowboat painting. Stage one for us is all the fixtures and fittings. And as we walk around this boat, we'll just identify some of the things that you may come across should you wish to repaint yours, and just highlight what we can so that when you get around to tackling a job this size yourself, we can help you with it. If we start at the bow and work our way down the boat, all the fixtures and fittings really do need to come off. Whenever you look round hinges, this is a very good case, they're heavily rusted. So all of this has got to come off. We'll remove the hatch, we'll remove these fixtures and fittings and take off everything we can. On a boat like this, you tend not to try and save anything. You might look at these foot pads and think, well, we can paint around them. I can almost guarantee, and hopefully we'll be able to have a look at that they'll have rust underneath. So if you want to do a good job, we really need to get right back to steel and start again. If you've got large areas of rust and the boat is rusted all the way down, then you may consider shock blasting or having it sandblasted as a starting point. We've looked over this boat, we don't think it needs it, so we'll show you our techniques and our ways and means in hopefully turning this boat into something a little bit special at the end of 6 weeks. So the fixtures are going to come off right the way down the boat. That's everything from cratch fittings, stirrups. We've already started on the mushrooms, so they've disappeared. Things like pole racks have gone. We don't take the windows out at this stage, only because they make a perfect barrier for dust. So we'll just hang on to those up until the time we're back to bare steel, and then we'll take those out right at the last minute. This boat's obviously suffered in the past. It's quite usual to have filler in along joints. This one, unfortunately, the filler's actually failed and it's starting to drop out. So that's something we can have a look at as we move further down the boat. And once we get to these areas, we'll be able to have a closer look. Windows that are riveted in, and these windows are riveted in, often suffer from rusting around the edges. This is usually caused by the window being put in, riveted, the window's pulled up once as the rivets take over. Any contraction after that or any subsequent settling of the window, you can't tighten them up. And we've often found a riveted window will actually then at some point start showing rusting or even leaking when moisture has actually been able to penetrate. And the owners at some point over this boat's lifetime have actually gone around with quite considerable amounts of filler, or mastic in this case, to actually try and stop the windows from leaking. Later on, through the course of the next 6 weeks, we're actually going to replace these for new windows, and we'll show you that process as we go. So moving down the boat, if you consider either painting your own boat or even taking it to a boat painter and have it done professionally, have a good look at your boat before you give it to the boat painter or before you tackle it yourself. The cost involved in repainting often depends on how much the boat painter has actually got to deal with. And so far, just looking at 3 windows, every window is showing signs of rust, and this will all have to be dealt with. So that's all putting time on to the repaint. No rust, we can just strip it down to steel, treat it, and away we go. But this is going to take us a little bit longer. We've started taking mushrooms off, as I mentioned, and you can see considerable amounts of rust where the mushrooms have been removed. Again, quite normal. It just means that at some point moisture's actually started to get underneath the mushrooms and cause some rusting. We've already identified that not all of the screws are going to come out easily. Some have snapped off. Again, not a problem, but you do need the right tools for the job. You need to have drills suitable for drilling out these studs, and then you need to be able to re-tack them if you're going to machine screw them back in. So if you are taking on one of these jobs, what you have to remember, and we'll show you how to replace a mushroom, it's a fairly straightforward job, but as in anything in life, as long as you've got the right tools for the job. Right tools and the job's easy. We'll continue further down. Again, we're just looking basically at the moment identifying any areas that are going to cause us problems. All the hinges around these side doors, again, showing quite a lot of rust. If we can, and we haven't tried yet, but at some point we'll have a look and see if we can actually remove these hinges, because there's almost certainly going to be a lot of rust behind them. They show in screw heads there, so hopefully we will be able to get rid of them. If not, we'll have to treat it in situ, but we prefer to remove them. So by the next time we do a clip for you, the boat will be completely stripped of its fixtures, fitting, mushrooms. We'll have the hatches off, and we'll actually start looking at that point in removing the paint. And we're going to show you how we do it, the kit we use, and the extent we go to do it. And again, this is what you would expect from a boat painter. You'd expect them to take the boat down to steel, treat the rust and deal with the issues throughout the job. We're going to show you what we do, but we're also going to make sure that should you be doing this as a DIY project, you're taking this on yourself, we'll show you the stages that we go through, and we'll show you the kit that we use. And kit, as I say, I can't say enough about that. Right tools for the job's easy. Wrong tools, you'll be there forever. You're not going to strip the paint off this boat with a B&Q scraper and a bit of paint stripper. It's not happening. You want the proper kit. It's all horrible, not through us, but it's all horrible. You can go to your local hire shops and get what you need to do the job.